Well, welcome to our live chat. My name is Helen. I am the originator of this YouTube channel, Bella Vista English Mastiffs. I started it a while ago because, as many of you know, my husband and I live in northern Maine. I have been breeding AKC registered English Mastiffs for a few decades now. And we really pride ourselves on not only our lines with an unparalleled temperament, but a pretty solid genetic profile. What I mean by that is that not only us, but the breeder in Europe that our dogs originated with has over many, many, many years done genetic testing. A lot of people and breeders will not tell you that giant breed dogs, all breeds, whether it's St. Bernards, Rottweilers, Great Danes, Dobermans, all giant breed dogs inherently have health issues. So the title of today's video is going to be rumors. I would like to clear up some rumors. And guys, you've seen, I think I have about 400 and something videos out there. If you really like our content, and if you find yourself on my YouTube channel often, would you please consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up? I know you hear that on almost every YouTube channel, but you know, we have like, I don't know, 25,000 viewers from all around the world that are taking the time to comment and they're dropping by. But I'm just wondering if you would help me grow this channel by subscribing. Now, moving on, I really wanted to come live today to clear up some rumors. Some of the rumors around the English Mastiff are: a Mastiff sounds ferocious, so it must be a man-eater. There is nothing further from the truth. Absolutely not is English Mastiff a man-eater. They are actually known as gentle giants, and if you find a reputable breeder with unparalleled temperaments, and a solid genetic profile like we have, I can assure you that, mostly you will find a really, really good experience with the English Mastiff. Now, my point of this video was to clear up rumors. Again, if you find yourself on our YouTube channel often and you're loving our dogs and the content, would you please subscribe and give me the thumbs up? Because I feel like we are a lot different than other English Mastiff breeders. And one of the main thoughts that I wanted to clear up for you today, and I'm not real eloquent, but this does come from my heart, and I am actually filming from the whelping room where puppies are born. I draw all my blood, all my equipment is. As you can see, the Aeolus 1803 incubator behind me. If you would like and leave me a message in the comments, I would be happy to do a live video on this YouTube channel of all of our equipment. My progesterone machine, the whelping box, my semen analysis microscope. Hi, how are you? I am so glad you guys joined me. You know, when I started this YouTube channel a year ago, it was mainly to reach more people around the world, as our Facebook page has thousands of people from all around the world. And I really thought that it was important that we get the message out there that not all breeds are the same. So it really is important that you know the English Mastiff is considered a gentle giant. Not all Mastiffs are the same. There are cane corsos, there are bull mastiffs, there are Brazilian mastiffs. My daughter in California has a Brazilian mastiff named Maya, and she really is unpredictable and a man-eater, and you can't get anywhere near my daughter. This dog is huge. She's got a huge head. They have to have huge black cast iron fences around my daughter's home because the dog has been used to living with my daughter and her family, alone. So, but my message today is I want to clear up rumors. So I know we have a lot of viewers from Ireland and Egypt, the United Emirates and Italy and England. And I would ask, if you like the content, just please take a minute to subscribe to the channel so that I know I'm on the right path. We're producing content that you really want to see. Honestly, it's really not even about getting monetized. I don't really even care about that. I do this channel to educate people about the majestic breed that I breed. And so I will tell you that I am 58 years old. I grew up in Boston, and my father had mastiffs, and I grew up with mastiffs when I was little. And what I loved about the breed, and a lot of people don't realize, but that Marlon Brando, the actor, had his property full of mastiffs from the same lines that I breed. So that's a really special little tidbit that I would think you would enjoy. Marlon Brando, the actor, had the same lines of English Mastiffs that we have and we breed. And so what sets our English Mastiffs apart is when Massimo Antocci, 50 years ago, he lives in Sicily, Italy, went over to England. He took the English Mastiff 50 years ago over to, thank you, Richard. So I hope that you subscribe so that I know that, I'm not real eloquent. I don't have a shtick. I don't have a gimmick. I don't have a script that I'm running off of. What I can tell you is what you see from me, you can tell really comes from my heart. I love the support that I get on this YouTube channel. Many of you know my big brindle Gage was my best friend. I recently lost him, and so many of you, I don't want to cry. Our dogs are not just dogs, they're family. They are our best friend. They are our family members. They would give their life for us. I can tell you I would have given my life for Gage. The love that you saw him give and that quirky, silly personality that you saw him put his head on my shoulder and his paw over around me, that was Gage. It wasn't a gimmick. It wasn't anything that I taught him to do. That silly dog, when he was just a baby, stole my heart. I used to consider myself, growing up in Boston, I used to consider myself kind of tough and rough around the edges, and nothing could really get to me. That crazy dog managed to get in my heart and chip away at that stone. And I think I don't trust easy, but once you learn to trust a dog, and they are faithful and reliable and solid, it's like no other relationship. In fact, I think we live in a pretty crazy world today, and if people could be as honest and as loyal as the Mastiff, I think the world would be a better place. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the way I feel about it. For me, it's about being honest. You want me to be honest with you. I like my viewers to be honest with me. If I said something wrong or you see something not right on one of my videos, I would hope, as my supporters, you would say, hey, maybe you should try it this way. I've been breeding dogs 30 years, but that doesn't mean I know everything. And that is something that bothers me beyond belief. I grew up training horses, riding and training horses all over the country. Massachusetts, New England, Maine, California. And the greatest riders in the world still learn something new every time they ride. And you could teach me something, I may teach you something. And again, I don't really know how to be a YouTuber. I don't really have a shtick. It's not a gimmick. I'm not reading from a script. I just wanted to come on here and thank everybody for their support that you guys have been giving me. And to say, if you are one of the 25,000 viewers viewing the videos, some of our videos get 25,000 views in a matter of a couple of days, but there was only 616 subscribers. I just want to know I'm doing the right thing. It's really not about being monetized. I really could care less about that. But it really just comes down to letting me know that I'm providing the right content, and I am clearing up the misunderstandings about giant breed dogs. So let's get on that. We're going to call this video Rumors. So rumors are the Mastiff is a man-eater. The Mastiff is an attack dog. Well, you know, if you have experience with Mastiffs, that is just not true. I will tell you that if you take a pit bull and you breed it to a Mastiff, that would not be good, because what you would wind up with there is what I refer to as a great white shark. You know, not to get sidetracked, but pit bulls, the American Pit Bull Terrier, at one time was a very honest and trustworthy breed. And what happened is, hate to use the term backyard breeders, but backyard breeders would get, and there's Colbies and there's Carvers. So it's like different types of Mastiffs. In the pit bull world, there are Colbies and there are Carvers. And I have had one, and but I bought from a very reputable breeder. There was genetic testing, and I worked with my dog and I trained my dog. She lived to be very old and never did anything untoward towards anyone or any child. But recently in the news, you must have heard of that fighter in the United States that got just about fatally attacked by his pit bull. My thought is, how in the world does that happen? Unless you're abusing your dog, how does that happen? When you take a breed that gets to be 33, 34 inches tall, with, like Gage and Patton have a 35, 36 inch neck, you're not going to find a collar for one of my dogs at Walmart. We usually have to make our collars or order our collars. I usually will buy military grade materials with military grade buckles that are much better to have a little bit more control. And not that the dog does anything, but for me, it gives me that little added piece of security. And I also believe in a harness. A harness is wonderful if it's fitted properly. I like a handle. I tell my clients, and you know, it's okay to have a collar on your dog, but having a harness, what it does for me is, and I'm only 5 feet tall, it allows me to keep my dog right next to me. If you are walking your dog, and it doesn't matter what breed, nothing should ever come in between you and your dog. So my dog knows to walk in a heel position right next to me. And you know, my dogs are so big, they are an anomaly around here. Every Border Patrol agent and state police officer and local police officer and many, many people that live in our area love our dogs. They drive by our house just to see the dogs. And it's very endearing. But when I'm in public with one of my dogs on a harness, I like, and this is also a rumor that somebody my size maybe can't control a giant breed dog. Well, that's not true. My opinion is, when you get a puppy home from me, it's very important that you even let your small children walk your dog in the backyard. The puppy learns to yield to your child, very gentle pressure. You teach your child how to walk the dog, no pulling and tugging, just simply to get your dog to heel, walk beside you in a heel position. Super important. So that's what we do here. Even though we live on a huge farm, I frequently will walk my puppies, and I allow small children to walk my pups so that they understand that they're not the pack leader. I am the pack leader. So today's video is about expelling rumors about giant breed dogs. They are not attack dogs, and they really are gentle giants. Now, that being said, I have 8 255-pound Mastiffs in my house. And my house is quiet. One of the wonderful things about this breed, they're not barkers. They're not destructive. Super easy to train. It's like when you're training a 2,000-pound horse, you're not going to strong arm the horse. You're not going to beat the horse into submission. You've got to get in that horse's head. So, how do we get in the head or the mind of our puppy and then dog? Well, it's like any relationship. A good relationship is built on trust, reliability, consistency, loyalty, and no harm. So you are never going to strong arm a Mastiff. What you saw of my relationship with Gage or Patton or Bruno is built on love, support. They know I support them. They know I keep them safe. I feed them on time. I feed them good quality stuff. And they always have fresh water. I don't yell at them or scream at them. You never want to intimidate anything you love. That's not love, right? We all agree on that. To show somebody you love them, sometimes just being quiet and just being there is a sign of love. You may not know what to say, but sometimes just being there with the person that you want to show how much you care, being there, being quiet and supportive and listening, right? Sometimes we can see with our eyes if someone or an animal that we love is in distress or uncomfortable. Most of my relationship with my giant breed dogs has been built on my visual. What am I seeing? Animals can show pain in their face by the way their ears twitch, by the way they sit, by the way they walk. There's many ways to know if the person you're in a relationship with or your animal is in pain. So my point is, and I'm not real eloquent, but we want to build a relationship with the person or the animal that we are wanting to show love to. It has to be stable and consistent and safe. So we never want any animal or the person we love to be afraid of us, right? So that's my position about the Mastiff. So I try and instruct my clients. That's why people go to contract before I even breed a dog, because they like when I do talks on behavior modification, how best to be around your dog, the world that you are inviting your puppy into. For instance, is anybody in your world afraid of giant breed dogs? Or, are you willing to teach your children how to be around giant breed dogs? No hitting. They are huge. Some of my dogs are as big as ponies, but we don't want children riding them, right? So it's about keeping our dogs safe. So that's really how I built my relationship with Gage. But today's video is really about rumors that giant breed dogs or Mastiffs, you hear the word Mastiff and you think guard dog, attack dog, and all these things. They are gentle giants, but they will defend the home. It's just a fact of life. Little mosquito. It's just a fact. So these are my dogs. My males get to a weight of about 245 to 255 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms. And my females get to around 235 to 240. Now, the European Mastiff that I breed, that is from Italy and originated in England, is taller than what you see here in the United States, a longer frame, a taller dog, and a huge, huge blocky head with a nice short, thick neck. So being that they're taller and longer, that weight, that higher weight, is distributed better. So that's a rumor that I've cleared up. They're not attack dogs, but they will defend your home. When I take one of my Mastiffs in public, I walk, where public, the people in the public can see me. And if I see somebody rushing up to me and I see they're headed directly towards me, like I recently had Kiana downtown, I say, "Hi, I see you'd like to pat my dog. Please stop and let me walk to you." And I'll say to my dog, "Okay, walk on." We will walk over to the person and I will introduce the dog to the person, maybe put my hand on the person's shoulder to send a message to the dog that it's okay. And then I say, "You don't want to pat the dog here or bump the head, but this is how you can pat the dog." And so they're not allowed to hold the leash. They're not allowed to come in between me and my dog. That's my safe spot for my dog and for myself. And they're not to be in my dog's personal space. So just looking to see who's with us here today. So that really is another rumor. You can take these dogs in public. You can have multiple Mastiffs in your home. Did you know that there are Mastiffs from my lines living in high-rises in Manhattan? I have pups of mine that are now adult dogs, 5, 6, 7 years old, living in $4 million homes in New York, and also living in farmhouses. So you don't have to be a millionaire to own a puppy from us. But you have to be aware that these are living beings and they want to keep you safe, but it's also important that you keep them safe. And it's a dyadic. They will watch your mannerisms and how you hold yourself, and then you'll watch them. So you can gain a lot of information by watching your dogs, and they get a lot of information by watching you. So that's 2 rumors I wanted to clear up. Now also, a rumor that I'd like to clear up is that Mastiff puppies from us at Bella Vista English Mastiffs are ridiculously expensive. That is not true. What is true is that when you buy a better quality Mastiff puppy, you're spending less time and less money at the vet. We are almost never at the vet. The only times we ever go to the vet is for rabies or something that we cannot do right here. And as a reputable, recognized AKC breeder, the vets know me. I'm able to run an IV here. I'm able to do sub-Q fluids if I have to while I'm whelping a litter. I do my own semen analysis. Yeah, I do collect my males. It's not what you think. And I do semen analysis here with my semen analysis microscope. I also have my own endoscope, so I am able to check my females to make sure that they're healthy there and there is nothing bad going on. So that was another rumor I wanted to clear off. English Mastiffs are not terribly expensive. You just have to make a decision. Do you want to buy quality, or do you want to spend less money and wind up in and out of the vet? So I will tell you that on this YouTube channel, I have 4 or 5 people that are not even on my Facebook page, Bella Vista English Mastiffs, and it is a private page, but you can ask to join it. But I have several people from this YouTube channel, you know I've said my phone number, that have called me and asked me how to fix problems in the Mastiff or in the dogs that they've got from other breeders. You know what? I'm an advocate for this breed, but I'm an advocate for the safety and well-being of all dogs, and I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. But, so also I wanted to reiterate, we currently only have 616 subscribers, but I have over 420 videos out there for you to learn really who I am, what I do, the message I'm trying to convey about having a best friend in this breed. So a lot of you know that I have been coined the breeder for law enforcement and military. And I think, I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of military members do come to us because we really love to have them involved from the ground up, meaning right from the time I draw blood and progesterone test, and then when I run videos of me AIing, and then they get to watch their puppy being born. And guys, I think it's important that if you're gonna have a dog that you want as your best friend, that you're in right the minute that that dog is bred. So that is something that I really pride myself on doing for our military members. And it doesn't matter to me if you're a military member in another country or this country or Canada or wherever. At the end of the day, we know you put your uniform on to protect your country and to protect your Constitution and your flag. So that's honorable. And it really, you know, in this country, we have our Constitution and flag, and in your country, if you're, you know, from a different country, then you honor your Constitution and your flag, and nobody should push their beliefs off on you. So some of our puppies stay here in the United States. Some of our puppies go to Europe and Canada. And so for me, I really enjoy knowing that when a military member comes home from active service, that they come home different than they went. And without elaborating on that too much, it's really important that we are trusted by law enforcement and military. But a lot of my clients are nurses, doctors. Absolutely, Richard. Yes, absolutely. Yes. A Mastiff, if you work with them from the time they're puppies, and that's why we keep our puppies till 9 weeks. We potty train, we socialize, and we teach our puppies to heel. They must walk at a heel, because some of my clients let their small children walk their dogs. Some of my clients are military members that have come home missing a leg, missing an arm. So that's why the breeder you choose must give 1,000% to the ability of that puppy to better service you. So my answer would be yes. Not all Mastiffs, you know, are as quiet as my dogs are. Now, my dogs don't bark, but if I'm walking one of my Mastiffs in public and you rush up to me, they'll huff. They'll turn and face you and put their legs firm, and it'll be a huff. And that sends a message: do not rush up. Take your time. You're a stranger. And at the end of the day, the Mastiff only cares about one thing, and that's you. That's you. They really don't care how tall you are, how short you are, if you wear nice clothes, if you live in a $4 million home, or a refurbished farmhouse like I do. I don't live in a palace. I live in a farmhouse that we've had for a couple of decades. Some of my pups are in $4 million homes with, in fact, a few litters ago, I sold 2 pups to 2 different snipers from the Pentagon. I also have a pup in a home in Westchester with an FBI agent. So I mean, these dogs can live in very, very wealthy homes, and these dogs can live in farmhouses like ours. So I think whether you choose me as your breeder or another breeder, I think as somebody that is interested in a Mastiff, it is important your first few minutes on the phone with a potential breeder that you are thinking about is you say, I am interested in a Mastiff puppy. It is important to me, not only the genetics, that this dog is going to live as long as it should, but what was the temperament and the personality kind of goes hand in hand of not just the parents, but the parents of your puppy, the grandparents of your puppy, and even the great-grandparents. And see, here at Bella Vista English Mastiffs, I have 5 generations here. But I can show you genetic testing and temperament on every dog that came before all of Patton's parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. Gage, I'm about to breed Gage's 2 daughters, Lily and Rain. Their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. We look for consistency over time because it's a giant dog. And as long as when you get your puppy, you build trust. And if you notice in my videos, I do not yell at my dogs. I do not scream at my dogs. I talk very calmly, very quietly. I think because this breed loves so hard, Richard, you could break the heart of an English Mastiff very, very easily. Something that has just occurred to me to mention in this video. We, over the years, have been contacted by people with children with traumatic brain injury. I have a puppy, you might remember Jenny from the Block, the video, there's a video on this channel of Jenny from the Block. That video got like 28,000 views. Jenny from the Block, I whelped right here. She's the sister to my Lily, Bella Vista's Italian Lily. She's Gage's daughter with my big fawn female, Serafina del Fracasso, who was the daughter of Franca. You can Google these names. Franca del Fracasso, that's where my Serafina came from. But Jenny from the Block, her AKC name was Jensina, Bella Vista's Jensina, too cool to something, I can't remember. She went to a family in another state with a child that had Asperger's, autism, and also a traumatic brain injury. And so inoperable. And so one thing about Jenny, she never took a step out of turn. She never growled. She never took food out of his hand. She never did anything. She simply laid there or stood by him in support. I also have pups in Massachusetts that are now 6, 7 years old, with children that were low-functioning autistic and actually had autism spectrum disorder. And you would never believe how the life of that child was changed, knowing that he had his girl. And so that dog became very important to that small child. So you know that once a year I give away one free puppy to a military member. And this year we gave a puppy away. She was a young puppy. Her name was Kimba. I think her registered name, I named her, was Bella Vista's Sweet November Rain. Sweet November Rain, R-A-I-N, Kimba. I think that's how her name was. And I gave that dog, that pup, young puppy, to a military member in Vermont, free of charge. He did, I think, 4 tours of Iraq. And it was an honor to be able to provide that pup. So that was for this year. Next year, in 2025, we will likely do it again. So another rumor I would like to clear up about being a dog breeder is, wow, dog breeders must make a lot of money. Absolutely not. It may surprise you to know that every time I got a dog home from Europe, Patton, Kiana, Gage, Serafina, by the time I got that pup home in my driveway after flying it in from Europe and all the money changing hands, the broker, the private nanny, the flight, it was a hair under $10,000 per pup. So Patton, Kiana, each of them. So then I get the pup home here, and then I do my own genetic testing that I do with Embark and blood work and x-rays and all that. So big rumor is that AKC breeders or reputable breeders make all kinds of money. I can tell you, I don't even break even. Maybe I make breeding dogs look glamorous. I've been told that. Over the years, I have built my own equipment, and then every year I try and get a little better and a little better and a little better with my equipment. This year, I went and bought a new ultrasound machine from Catherine Stowell in the UK. I bought a new progesterone machine so I could draw my own blood and do all my own testing. Behind me is the Aeolus 1803 incubator with my oxygen concentrator. I can test semen evaluation. I can test fecal samples, white blood cell count, red blood cell count, and parasites and everything else. Exactly, Richard. Exactly. So, but, you know, I know that the quality of puppy that we have here, I probably could and should charge a lot more. But you know why I don't? Because of the fact that a lot of my clients are military members that served our country and came home different. How could I possibly say to a retired military member, I need to get $5,000 or $6,000? I can't do it. I don't have the heart to do it. I know because I come from a big military family. Our military, our retired veterans, they fight for everything they have. So no, we are never going to charge what we could and what we should. To me, it's more important that my puppies are loved and safe and fed. Now, another rumor or falsehood I would like to clear up. And you know, as a young dog breeder 30 years ago, I wanted to feed the best. And I do feed the best. But a rumor or falsehood that I'd like to clear up is you have to feed a very expensive dog food to Mastiffs because Mastiffs, being that big, eat a lot more. That's not true. What you should feed your dog is a kibble, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, that doesn't have a lot of preservatives in it. And if you Google on your phone, has no recalls. All the top brands of dog kibble have been recalled. So what I'm going to tell you may shock you, But if you fact check me, you'll find out I'm telling you the truth. Years ago, I have fed IAMS, Science Diet, Origin, $70 a bag with 8 or 10 Mastiffs. Origin. I fed Merrick, $60 a bag. You know what it did? It gave my dogs, how can I say this without being gross? Loose stools. So if a dog has loose stools, he's not retaining any of the nutrients and the vitamins. So I look at the ingredient list on a dry kibble, and there are some products that dog food manufacturers put in their dog food that you shouldn't have. So I can tell you, by cutting to the chase, Purina had a very good history of no recalls and good ingredients. Then about 4 years ago, it started to put some stuff in their kibble, and they changed the ingredients, and before you know it, a lot of breeders were having trouble getting their dogs pregnant, and there was a lot of stuff going on. So some of us breeders got together and we literally broke down each and every ingredient on the bag. And I was in touch with Purina many, many, many times, because when I have a litter of puppies go home at 9 weeks, after we have done all the shots and the microchipping and the socialization and the potty training, I usually send home whatever dog food that I feed, and we do nice take-home bags. Also, whatever dog food company I am supporting usually does take-home bags for all my clients. But Purina, several years ago, changed their ingredients, and a lot of people were complaining. So I got back in touch with them to go back to their original recipe, and I believe that is what has happened. One of the things they added was a synthetic vitamin K, and it's called Menadione, Menadione, and it's a synthetic vitamin K. It's not good. So we wanted to make sure these are some of the things that are not in our dog food. So I'll cut to the chase. Diamond Naturals is a good dog food. Diamond Naturals is a large breed puppy, is a good dog food. Purina Pro Plan now is back to their original recipe, and it is a good dog food. But if you cannot afford Diamond Naturals or Purina Pro Plan, brace yourself, because you're not going to believe this. Retriever has good product. No synthetic vitamin K, no fillers, and it has the right amount of protein, right amount of crude fats. And if you like, you can give your puppy some cooked carrots, maybe some boiled chicken that does not have onion in it. And see, this is another thing coming through the summer. A lot of people barbecuing, taking their dogs to barbecues with them, don't realize that a lot of people that have cookouts put onion salt and onion powder and maybe chopped up onion in their burgers. Well, onion is not good for any dog. It will put them in renal failure. It will hurt their kidneys. So if you're going to share a burger with your dog, it's fine, but just don't put any onion or onion salt or onion powder in the burger that you want to feel special, have your dog feel special, that you are sharing your burger with your dog. Something else, another rumor or falsehood that I'd like to clear up in this video. It is okay to take your dog on walks, or if you're in a wheelchair, on a trail, or if you decide to go to the beach. But beach water, seawater, is not meant to be ingested. you may notice if you took your dog to the beach and they drank seawater, you may notice that they have a little blood in their poop. They could become lethargic. It can hurt their kidneys. So seawater is not meant to be drank by humans, and it's certainly not meant to be drank by dogs. You are so much better to keep a few bottles of extra bottled water with you, right? If you drink bottled water at the beach, bring some for your best friend. Take maybe a styrofoam dish, something you can throw away if you want to. So that was another falsehood that I wanted to clear up. What else can I think of I like to clear up? As I said, it is really, really important that, again, I'm not real eloquent. What I say to you does come from my heart. And so if you like this channel, please subscribe and give me the thumbs up, because it does, I hate to sound cliche, but it does send a message to YouTube that they'll keep my channel going. And it allows me to know that I'm saying the right thing, and it's messages that, yes, due to the higher salt content. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for helping. Yeah, see, this is what I love about our subscribers. We're all animal lovers. I'm glad that you know that. And even on mountain streams, you may be able to take a scoop of water out of a fresh stream, but there's a lot of minerals in a mountain stream. And I don't know, I don't know if your dog will tolerate it or they won't. My opinion is most people have a backpack or a purse. My purse has 2 slots on each end. When I have a dog that I take with me in public, I take a little pop-up bowl. I make sure I have a bottle of water for me and bottled water for my best friend. So that's another rumor or falsehood that we can clear up. We have Did you hear me? My voice squeak? Okay. Oh, no laughing. Okay. Another falsehood. Oh, meant to tell you. Did you know that we partnered up with a wonderful company out of British Columbia, Canada? It's called Petkind. They manufacture a lot of good products on their farm in British Columbia, Canada. And it's really important that you know that a farmer cannot give you tripe for your dog because it's loaded with bacteria. But Petkind, the company in British Columbia, Canada, has sponsored us, not sent us any money for promoting them, although I do promote them. They don't pay me for that. But recently they did send me a box of stuff to try out and let them know how I like it. And on our litters that are coming up, they are going to come in, and when I send puppy bags home with all my clients, they are going to send a really nice take-home bag for each of our clients to get you started. So, there's what I love about green tripe. It has been processed a little bit, but it's good gut bacteria. So some of the concerns and another rumor or falsehood about the giant breed dog, particularly I'll just speak for my English Mastiffs, is that all giant breeds or all English Mastiffs bloat. That is not true. I wish vets would stop telling people that all English Mastiffs, when you go to spay them or neuter them, they must have the gastroplexy surgery. No, that's not true. None of my dogs have ever bloated, and I'm going to tell you how you can avoid it. I know that most dog people or most vets will tell you, when you get your puppy home, feed them at the morning, feed them at noontime, and feed them at supper time. And that may all be fun and games and perfect for your puppy. But with a giant breed dog, I think about it like this. If a man gets up in the middle of the night to use the little boys' room, sometimes he stops by and grabs a cookie or something to keep his stomach full when he's on his way back to bed. So as adults, we know, and with children, we don't want our children to go to bed on an empty stomach. So I try and make sure I have a little kibble in a bowl near my dogs that if they get up in the middle of the night, they can simply walk over, take a few pieces, and go lay down. That way they're in the morning, at the morning feeding, they're not ravenous, and then they inhale their food, thereby putting air in their gut, thereby creating a bloat. So don't let, yes, it's important to have a vet, but vets can be overzealous, and they do promote the gastroplexy surgery. And you know something? Recently, the last few litters, I've sold 2 pups to several families, 2 different litters. And so, like a law firm in New Jersey, a business in New Hampshire, a couple of different families in New Hampshire bought 2 pups from 2 different litters to spay them or neuter them, not because they wanted to breed, just because they wanted 2 pups to have and for them to grow up together. And so I don't personally believe in the sibling problem that you get. I think if you have 2 pups from 2 different litters, they have company when you're not laying with them or playing with them. But another rumor, no, the sibling thing doesn't happen. Yes, you can have 2 puppies at the same time. So my opinion is, and with training horses, my older horses would teach my younger horses stuff. So if I was working with a young colt, I would have somebody on one of my older horses in the ring with me, and then the young colt would see that the older horse with, more sensibility is going with the process and that it's safe. And so we call that training by association or association training. And I think you catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. You catch more appreciation with kind words, trustworthy words, to not be aggressive. And so catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar means I want my dogs to love and respect me. I would give my life for them. They would give their life for me. And that only happens when you build a solid relationship with your dog. And for me, my dogs are my best friends because we live on a farm. So my dogs are my family. So that's another fallacy about not letting your dogs drinking seawater, and not letting them eat onion or onion powder. So thank you, Richard, for helping me on that one. You did mention it's the higher salt content. Exactly right. So what are some more falsehoods about the Mastiff? Is the size of the dog must mean that they're destructive or that they're an attack dog. Again, that is not true. I was really saddened to hear about the professional fighter whose pit bull attacked him almost fatally. I have to only believe that there had to be something wrong in the genetics, a breeder error, or possibly someone that was caring for the dog. I don't know, I wasn't there, but it's just a shame. Also, that the pit bull is once again in the news for something completely avoidable. Again, I think it goes directly to genetics and a good breeder, a conscientious good breeder, because the American Pit Bull Terrier goes back hundreds of years. So the Mastiff was bred to be fearless. All the old world English Mastiffs, they did originate in England. Ours were taken over to Italy from Massimo Antocci. If you Google him, he shows Crufts in England. He shows all over Europe. His lines are what we breed here. The integrity of these lines is impeccable. They are kid-proof. They are family-oriented dogs. They're not aggressive. You may hear one snore, but they're not barkers. They're not destructive. So I think starting with great genetics is important. And having a breeder that can work with you one-on-one and meet your needs and be there for the lifetime of the dog for support. I have people from 6, 7 years ago that still contact me, and I still send Christmas cards. And I check in, hey, how's it going? How's Gracie? Or how's Minnie? Or how is, Sophia? And I have the best clients in the world. I have to tell you, I really do feel like I am the luckiest dog breeder on the planet. And I hate even to say dog breeder. I don't even like that term. I just happen to be blessed enough to have the privilege to own. I don't even like the term own. I am privileged enough to share my life with this majestic breed. I am privileged enough to have the previous people that brought this breed from England into Italy, and then I was able to bring them here into the United States. I am privileged enough to share my life with the Mastiff, the English Mastiff, and with all the breeders. We don't like that term, but the people that came before me, that did all the necessary genetic testing and, to weed out and breed out anything undesirable in the Mastiff composition. That doesn't happen overnight. Not every dog should be bred. And I'm going to say something, and it's true. Purebred does not mean well-bred. Purebred does not mean well-bred. And not every male that is AKC registered and not every female that is AKC registered should be bred together. It is super important that a breeder wants to breed up and breed to the standard and make sure they're bringing something better to the table. So for me, I breed for a certain look, a certain temperament that is kid-proof and family-proof, that you can take your dog anywhere. It can be in public. We do parades and everything with our dogs. So that's another one of the simple things that is a fallacy about owning this majestic breed. And I hate to use the term owning because we really are sharing our lives with this amazing breed. Very true with Casey here in the UK. Yeah. So do you have Mastiffs there, Richard? I have a lot of followers from the UK. Do you have Mastiffs there, or are you a breeder in the UK? You might know my brindle Gage that just passed away. The man that owned his grandmother, Fenrir de Ronks de Bon, he's also a friend of mine. He's also on my Facebook channel, Facebook page, Bella Vista English Mastiffs. His name is Richard Allen. He loves the Mastiff. He has shown all over Europe, and he owned Gage's grandmother, Fenrir de Ronks de Bon. But we also have a lot of breeders from around the world that are on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. So help me. Let's think about some more rumors or falsehoods about having the Mastiff. Well, I think we already said it, that they eat more because they're a giant breed dog. That's not true. It's not true. We feed kibble, and I do make carrots. I do give my pups and my dogs little chunks of whole carrots. And so they like blueberries. And I believe, my heart, if you feed something other than your kibble, like chicken or carrots, probiotics are amazing. So I do feed green tripe from Petkind in British Columbia, Canada. I believe that green tripe is good gut bacteria. You know, our guts need bacteria to help us process other stuff. I've never had a MASTIFF bloat in 35 years, but I feed green tripe as part of my dog's regimen. And if you get a puppy from us, you will be getting part of your puppy take-home bag will be from Petkind. And if you are a subscriber on our YouTube channel, Petkind in British Columbia, Canada will also give you a discount. You just got to tell them that you are a part of Bella Vista English Mastiffs. But that being said, I believe we want to eat for our gut. Even an adult, a person, we need to eat for our body. And with a dog, I believe good gut bacteria is very important. That is why I use green tripe from Petkind as part, and they don't pay me for that, but I'm just adding that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I love all Mastiffs. But I believe that when you feed, if you back up whatever you feed with a cup of yogurt, see, good quality yogurt with no artificial sweetener, which is xylitol, Xylitol. That's an artificial sweetener you do not want to give your dog. It's in sometimes peanut butter. It can be in fruit jams. It's in a lot of products. So you want to make sure you're not giving your dog anything with xylitol. So I like either the Equate brand at Walmart, vanilla yogurt, or Danone yogurt and Colombo. They do not have xylitol. But a good yogurt, which the Walmart brand is like $1.88 or like, I don't know, $2.18. It's not very expensive, and I get a whole container of it. I give, for puppies, I give about 1/4 of a cup for my small pups. And as my dogs get older, periodically I give them yogurt because, I don't know if you know this, but yogurt with active lactic cultures is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams of natural penicillin. My dogs never get sick. And I think preventative care is priceless, and I don't spend a lot of money at the vet. So the proof is in the pudding, and my dogs are very, very, very healthy. Now, I know I've taken so much of your time. Thank you, Richard, for staying with me on this video and being a wonderful friend to our channel. I appreciate you because you have a lot of good information. And if you're watching this thread, make sure you go ahead and like Richard Jones's comments, because what he's saying is absolutely true and sounds like he's very experienced with Mastiffs. But so we're trying to tick down the list of a lot of the falsehoods. Now, in our home here, you saw Gage, my big brindle Gage, my heart dog. You know Patton Del Fracasso, who's the son of Cosimo in Italy. He's like a 3-time European world champion. And you know that Lily, my black brindle, and Rain, my brindle that looks just like Gage, she's apricot brindle, they're both Gage's daughters. Guess who we're breeding them to in November? Patton del Fracasso. Patton del Fracasso, the son of the great Cosimo in Europe. So you're getting a puppy that will be part of Gage, because of Lily, his daughter, and Rain, his daughter, and Patton del Fracasso. You're getting the best of my best with that puppy. Then also, I will be breeding Faith. Bella Vista's gotta have faith. To Bruno, Bella Vista's boss man Bruno's prodigy. We're going to try and use him for Faith. I may do a dual-sired breeding. I was thinking about doing a dual-sired breeding with Faith, but now I have a couple of contracts on that litter. First pick male is already sold. First pick female is already sold. In the Lily breeding, I think there's 4 contracts in place. And there are people waiting for Rain because she looks just like my Gage. And a lot of people call him what I always called him, my Gagey Wagey. Thank you for that. It's very, very endearing. Yes, exactly. Exactly. See, I love when you comment, Richard, because, and also that's why I wanted to go live this time, because I want to really engage with my viewers and see what's on your mind. If you love this breed, you're probably as passionate about, you know, I know you said you have the dog du say that 10 times really fast. Dog du Bordeaux. You said, and Cane Corso. So you're very passionate about the Mastiff family as well. And so any other falsehoods or rumors I can clear up before I end this video? No, you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to live in a mansion. You just have to have a big heart. But I can tell you, my dogs don't care if my hair is up in a messy bun, or I have makeup on, or I don't. They don't care if I dress nice or I don't dress nice. They don't care if I'm fat or skinny or tall or short. All the Mastiff cares about, all any dog cares about, is how much you love them. And so, but I think it's time that I let everybody go, end this video. I want to thank you so, so much for watching. This is my first time going live alone without any help. I hope I can actually end this video and it saves to the channel. So this was about settling some myths, rumors, and falsehoods about owning an English Mastiff, a giant breed dog. So if you have any questions, definitely leave it in the comments, or you can call me. If I can help you in any way, work through whatever problem or issue you're having, I don't care if you got the dog from me or not. I want all dogs to be well. I want you to be successful with your dog. And I've had several people on this channel reach out to me and call me. And I've worked through a lot of different issues with people. I'm not a vet. I'm not a licensed veterinarian. I'm not even a licensed vet tech. But I've been breeding dogs 35 years. I am very medically inclined, and I'm happy to help. With that, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section. And again, I hate to sound repetitive. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, will you please? And give me a thumbs up, because it does help the algorithm. It's not about being monetized to me. So it really is about just knowing that what I'm saying, people want to hear, and so that I keep making videos. I don't want to feel like I'm making videos and, you know, it's just going to the universe. Well, guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or message me here on the channel in the comments, or call me 207-694-1200. Look forward to seeing videos of our new puppies. We're going to be breeding in November. Pups will be born in January. I think 3 females are going to be bred. There's going to be puppies galore. Thank you for sharing your Sunday with me. I have a pasta sauce on. Down here in Massachusetts, in New England, we say we make a gravy. All right. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. How do you get out of here?